An important thing that I'd like to tell you all to really focus on is the power of storytelling. We all have a story to tell. Each and every one of us in this room has a story that has affected us, but also has inspired us, our journey. I like to tell people that my story is no more special, no more important than anyone in this room, but it's mine. My story starts off with hard scrabble and dysfunction and upheaval. I'm the product of that. Both my parents were addicts. They abandoned 3 boys. My father left when I was 3 and I never saw my dad again. My mother, she made us nomads and we moved a lot, mainly in the middle of the night, always with upheaval and uncertainty waiting for us. The car finally comes to a halt. My mom tells us to get out. She points to a trailer. She tells us to sit down. She explains what's going to happen next. Now listen, boys, I'm not going to be that long, but you are not to leave this trailer until I return. Do you understand me? Yes, ma'am. Boom, the door closes. Once again, my older brother's 8, I'm 6, my little brother is 3. Barely any food, barely any water. We have no idea where we are. 1 day goes by, 2 days go by, 3 days go by, 4 days go by, 5 days go by, my mother has not returned. Now my brother and I have a full-on argument about what is going on, and you need to do something about this. And I'm yelling at my brother. He goes, what am I supposed to do? You're the oldest. Do something about this. I don't know what to do. I said, when you're 8, you should know what to do. He goes, I don't know what to do. Well, I said, I'm 6. Now, what would a 6-year-old do? I'm telling on her. My brother said, well, where are you going to go? I'm leaving this trailer. I want to go back to school. I'm telling on mommy. I swing the trailer door open. I frantically look around. Oh, there's another trailer. I go banging on the door. My brothers come out behind me. A stranger opens the door. She says, can I help you? First thing out of my mouth, my mommy's not here. We're not even in school. She goes, what do you want me to do? I know my mama and pop-pop's phone number in Philadelphia. Can we call them? My grandparents, angels, rescuers, and wise. My grandfather and grandmother knew we were going to have a tough life. So they made a decision. They would give us hope, wisdom, and encouragement, and they would give us tools. So they decided one day when we were old enough to memorize something, they were going to give us a tool, their phone number. What does raise yourself mean? He said, well, you got to be resourceful. You got to be resilient. You got to just hang in there and fight for things. I raise my hand again. He goes, yes, Kevin, can I go play? Isn't there a place near your house, Pop-Up, a playground or something? I need to run. I need to play. He goes, well, yeah, there's orange. Oh, take me there then. Take me to the playground. I just need to play, Pop-Up. He explains where the house is. The car pulls off. I dash out. There's not a soul. And I'm kind of slinking around trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And I look off into this far area of the playground. There's a ball. Kickball, dodgeball, whatever you want to call it. But it was as if we were supposed to have this moment. I ran and I picked the ball up like most kids would. Great deal of joy, happiness, right, and pleasure. But then this noise starts creeping into my head. Then worry starts creeping into my head. Then anger starts creeping into me. And then I start screaming things and pounding the ball into the ground. The top of my lungs like, boom, where's my mom at? Boom, where's my dad at? Boom, what's going to happen to us? And I get so angry and so upset, I turn and boom, I kick the ball as hard and as high as it'll sail up. And it crests and it comes down and it caroms against the ground and bounces away from me. I tear off running after this ball, and by the time I run it down and I'm squeezing it, I'm so out of breath. But I noticed something. All that noise, all that worry, all that concern that was swirling in my head, I couldn't hear any of it because the only thing I could actually hear at this point was my heavy breathing. Now, I want you all to realize that you've allowed something to atrophy. Many people, you all are working with them. Most of you are fine, preaching to the choir as Bob said. You all have vibrant imaginations. You have whimsical thoughts. You have wonderful energy, but you have to deal with people who have allowed theirs to atrophy. It's become weak. It's become challenged. And you've got to find a way to reinvigorate that in them and reawaken that spirit, that same thing that we have as a child. That resourcefulness and resiliency that goes well beyond our years, that ability to believe that there are no obstacles, there are only opportunities. See, that's what we have to embrace, and we have to get people to understand that, and that's your duty. That's your calling. And as we start to think about that, and we're chasing and running and ripping around, and we're trying to get people to think about that, just recognize that you have that creative confidence still. Just like I did at 6 years old on that playground when I said, I don't want to hear that noise anymore, so I'm going to invent a game. That moment becomes my innocent moment of inspiration, changes my life forever. That's the moment that allowed me to understand how to turn ideas into reality. It became very important for me to understand this plus sign. In addition, plus, a part of, plus, connecting, because it was at that moment when one of the boys said, hey, you want to play with us, kid? We play kickball up here, we play wiffle ball, play basketball, play football, play all kinds of games up here, kid. If you want, you can join us. I started walking towards my grandfather's house, anticipating the next day at the playground, but thinking to myself, basically, if you can do that, if a ball can help me belong and be connected unconditionally, I'm going to keep a ball with me no matter what. Little did I know that that innocent moment of inspiration was going to turn into my lifetime chase. I played all kinds of sports, never about first place, never about a trophy, never about a medal, always about belonging, always about community. My life is powered by community. I know that. He looks at me and says, hey, want to come to my house for peanut butter and jelly? I met my mom there. Phyllis Lane, 46 years. We had a friendship. She just passed away in August, 83 years young. Miss Lane is my mom, but even more importantly, she gave me permission to chase whatever I thought was possible. She gave me two very specific words. Why not? Miss Lane, they have this music program at school. I want to try the cello. Why not? Miss Lane, they have this Shakespeare play they're doing at school. I'm thinking about trying out. Why not? Miss Lane, I'm thinking about joining the Air Force so I can play soccer in Germany. Why not? We all need someone to bless our quest. My grandfather would say, don't talk about it, be about it. We got lots of talkers, very few doers. You guys have to deal with a lot of talkers. You got to get them to action. You got to find a way to inspire them and ignite that passion that you all have already. So you got to be clever, you got to be creative, you got to be inventive. You got to have that creative confidence every single day. You got to have the requisite energy to turn those ideas into reality and help others come along with you, to join you, to participate, to be a part of your community. I'll be a human catalyst. And so that's what I did for 7 years. I was an excitatory agent that sped up or changed the process, challenged people to turn ideas into reality, but even more importantly, to connect, to build community around an idea, to invite others, to live in abundance around your ideas so that you weren't worried that this is my only idea and I'm going to squeeze the life out of it. No, live in abundance, that creative confidence, share it, be inclusive, be inviting, and then watch how that idea can be amplified and grown when you build community around it. I love the whole idea that the conference is built on powered by community. I got a chance to witness that all over the world. I started meeting amazing creative people all over the world, and I started to get an opportunity to partner with them. So one of my first projects actually was with the Regional Arts and Culture Council, and I got a chance to bring this, the Red Ball Project. And can we run the video, please? And so I want you all to understand that Kurt Persky is a wonderful artist out of New York City, and the Red Ball Project is a public art project. I commissioned him as a private citizen, and then I approached the city here of Portland, and I said, I want to bring this public art project. They said, is it going to cost us anything? I said, no. They said, absolutely. I got run of the city for an entire week. Adults who had the kid within them alive and well never missed the ball. But there were adults who literally walked past a 15-foot, 250-pound ball and didn't look up. So then we put it in a bus stop. Can I tell you, people were incensed. How am I supposed to catch my bus? The bus doesn't pull into the stop. So at first, people were a little hesitant. Then they started to have a good time. Then the Royal Rumpus began. So that was in the city for an entire week. But that was this whole invitation, but also a challenge. We saw in the videos in the very beginning that people ignored that. You know why? They were stricken with a malady that I'm so concerned about. I call it the adult posture. They were bent over and they were walking past. How do you walk past a 15-foot, 250-pound ball? But we captured that. But it took a few days before people started to look up. Take one day out of the week to look up, to not look down at a screen. All the answers are not on a screen. There's an amazing, amazing screen available to you every single day. It's called Life, and it's in HD. And if you look up every once in a while, you may discover something you never saw before, a new insight, a new wonder, a new possibility. Find someone who could use some play. Maybe it's someone in your office, maybe it's someone in your community, but advance it. I'll say it once again, play is serious business. And if you want powered by community, if you want to turn ideas into reality, just inject a bit more play. Is that all good? Is that all fair? Thank you so much for your time and attention.